I'd like a motion to move out of closed session into open session.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Sure, and the only other thing that is we can bring seek enforcement of the CAG order, and then we usually petition the court to have it.
Okay, that sounds good.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome to your turn.
No, I'm okay, thanks.
Do we need to record this one?
Let's open
Yeah.
session.
Got it going. It's in-
God, it's cold. Very cold. It's cold.
We're in
Still
open.
closed session?
No,
No, we're not.
open.
Okay.
I'm just looking at this over.
It's cold out
It's
there.
freezing outside.
It was like 65 degrees earlier.
Thank God I had this blanket thrown in the back of the car.
It says 52,
No way, it's gonna be in the
It's not
30s.
52.
It's cold.
It's the coldest I've
but it says
ever been.
winds, what, so it feels like 48.
50.
Feels
Feels
like
like 46.
Yeah.
I got 46.
Yeah.
With 12-mile-an-hour winds.
I didn't bring a coat either. 50, so nice.
You just have to get to the car.
Yeah. That's true. Should get to the car.
Those are not all of the terms of the formal agreement we'll have, those will just be
Sure,
things we added
sure.
tonight. To be part of the motion.
Alright, so the only one that I think that I'm concerned about, I had a 12-pin that won't click. Hang on 1 second. Let's try this one. So can we just be a little bit more specific here?
Yeah, I
So-
just added that at the last minute.
How-
I'll show the details of the bill and we'll keep them confidential. I mean, you put what you want.
How about, instead of do not support, how about in the event the bills do not total 75K? And then and for validity, how about to determine,
But the support is that it's,
oh, well, I understand how it's used, but I guess what I'm saying is, if it says do not support, that, to me, that reads a little bit more broader than my understanding of what the purpose of that review is, which is just to determine that the bills total 75K in charges in this case. So I could do,
there was also concern though about like fluff, like some things they thought were not necessary, wanted to be subtracted out, like the videographer.
well, look, I guess I hear that, that's a legitimate expense. I mean, it's not fluff. It's part of a video deposition, you have to pay a videographer.
For someone who is gonna be available to testify in court.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I comment?
And to
Yeah.
me, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The spirit was that something like the videographer and/or media, time spent with the media, our goal was to omit those items. And our expectation is that the invoices are still greater than the 75.
Check them out.
Despite
Yeah, well, I'm not so much worried, I'm sorry, Robert, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not so much worried about, but when you say fluff,
That was
That was
my word,
my
that was
word.
their word.
That was my word.
well, can we just be specific about that? Because what I don't want to get into is an argument about whether I should have spent 0.5 hours on an email instead of 0.7.
Can we just say, the invoices total at least 75K minus any videographer and media consultations, or whatever you call the media.
So,
Can we be specific
I
about
don't
it?
think anybody can dispute whether you took for a half hour or 45
Yeah.
minutes. I mean, again,
Well, I just
the
want that to
conversation
be-
takes as long as it takes. I mean,
just want that to be clear.
Is this an agreement being drafted or what?
Yeah, this is just the material terms of our settlement, for the purpose of reading them into the record.
And the spirit, Mary, is that what I call fluff,
What if I
is
just-
the media, which,
Right.
and the videographer, which
Yeah.
I know is not fluff.
Cool. And I took all of that out myself.
So if it's out, are you comfortable with just saying
I think-
the total would be 75 or greater without those two items?
Yeah, just legitimate fees, that
Alright.
total $75,000.
Well, I'm not gonna say,
I
I
think it's
think
just
all
like-
of the fees are
He's
legitimate.
gonna try to find the right
I'll
number.
say in the event the bills total less than 75K excluding videographer expenses and media expenses. How about that?
I don't know if there's anything else y'all, I mean, those were just two things that were named, I don't know if there's other things y'all.
Those were the only
want
two
to
things I could think of,
that's the only two things I can think of.
unless you had sandwiches.
The only, you know what I threw on there?
I don't think there's any.
When I
more
was
for
estimating it, it's
there.
like the binders, it's the only other thing I could think of.
Okay.
I took those off.
And simultaneously, some time I'm sure was spent on the Cold War too.
That's all I,
Yeah, we've.
That's referring just to this case.
Yeah, we've removed those charges, but this is exactly what my concern is, that after the fact, we get into this, I'd rather it just be clear right now what we're counting and what we're not counting. So,
yeah, I think it's just.
That
trying
would
to get the
eliminate a
leverage
lot
right.
of back and forth.
So we
But I don't know what all the bills are, so I can't say to.
but you wouldn't even be looking at them
Yeah,
for
no
the terms
idea.
of our agreement.
Right, I understand that, but you're saying, is there anything else that you would take out? Well, I don't know what else you spent money on, so
No,
I
we're-
wouldn't be able to answer that question.
We have to go ahead and figure out what we're authorizing her to count and not count. So
Right.
my suggestion, and if you guys are in agreement, we're specifically saying, no media charges, no video charges.
That'd be my two big ones. I mean, again,
And
I'm
that's,
not gonna argue about, half hour more on the phone or 2 hours or an hour phone call.
yeah, I don't
Well,
think
I
appreciate
don't think
that.
that was ever.
Yeah,
intended.
so those two items, are the only two items I can think of.
And everything else, as long as it relates to this case, doesn't relate to another case or future, past thing.
So I'm gonna say, in the event the bills for 18 CVS 1853, okay, do not total 75K excluding videographer costs and media costs. How's that?
I'm good with that.
I'm good with that.
You guys go with that?
Sure.
Like I said, and you're not gonna trust me, but I combed through them. The only other thing I think I mentioned once was binders, the binders that they would make
Yeah,
at
it's
hearings.
not a matter of trust, she's gonna verify.
She's gonna verify.
Trust but verify, right?
But I think that you guys wanna specify for her, right? What you guys consider extraneous?
We just did.
Okay.
If that makes sense to you, because
Yeah,
you all have to agree as much as we do.
yeah.
For attorney's fees, bills to not total 75K for attorney's fees, excluding
Good luck reading that.
costs,
Good luck reading that.
videographer. And, let's see, I'm sorry, no, and, fees for media, I guess. Fees for media,
I don't know what to call it. Anything that was consultation or anything like
media,
that.
I'm just gonna say media activities.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, so I'm sorry, it's a little messy, but I've just said, do not total 75K in connection with 18 CVS 1853 for attorney's fees, excluding costs of videographers, and fees for media activities. Okay?
Who wants this? Make sure you can read it first.
So is that the motion, or do you have to preface it with?
apologize for my chicken scratch.
Mike, do you want to sit down?
No, I'm in the middle of coffee. I'll set it aside.
I think I got it. I think I got it. All right, so I guess I'm gonna make a motion that parties will enter into a settlement agreement and release payment of $75,000 contingent on dismissal of the lawsuit. Mary Scoot will release the village of Marvin, Joe Polino, Kim Vandenberg, Robert Epps, and Nick Dispensary in their individual and official capacity of all claims known and unknown. Village of Marvin will release Ms. Scoot of all claims known and unknown. Village attorney will review Mary Scoot's legal invoices from Weaver, Bennett, and Bland to determine the validity of the same and will not share the details of the bills. In the event the bills do not total $75,000 for attorney's fees, excluding costs of videographers and
Media activity?
media activities. This agreement, in connection with 18 CVS 1853. This agreement shall be null and void. All deadlines in the pending This release has no impact on
We're legal binding.
or no impact or legal binding on the current quo warranto action. All deadlines in the pending case are extended 60 days. No party admits or acknowledges any liability to any other party and specifically denies the existence of such liability. Neither party will seek enforcement of a gag order and mutually petition court to have gag order removed. I think that's it. Best I could read it. Okay, motion's on the table.
Okay. Further discussion? You want to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm against this. I mean, I'm glad we came up with some releases, but I still don't think Joe, Nick, or I've done anything wrong in terms of open meetings violations. I don't know still where the number of 75,000 came from. I take my position very seriously, and I wouldn't have violated an open meetings laws. And I think the settlement is wrong.
Okay. Anyone else? I'll go ahead and make a statement, read my chicken scratch here. Before considering this motion, I again don't agree at how this was handled. We agreed to this special meeting, only learning about the details just earlier today and not being shared what we were actually walking into. So the special meeting called in an expectation to actually draw up an agreement. I still fear we could have missed something because of the rush to the agreement and how fast it was done. But I would like you to, one more appeal to you before we make this vote, that I'd like you to think back about how you felt when you were betrayed by fellow councilmen back on 5/31/19. Their actions created the situation where we are in today. To remind you, we have brought none of this lawsuit upon ourselves. As you know, we still contend you, myself, and Kim did nothing wrong on any of the complaints that were filed by the plaintiff. The village is simply defending ourselves. And now you want to settle the matter without a mediation or without depositions. Again, it's against three attorneys really, because two of ours that suggested not to go forward with this, and the third one being Kim's individual, it was just his opinion on that. And again, still to have drop an agreement where we were not prepared legally, our legal department wasn't prepared or individually. So with that, I will make, I'm just making a comment unless somebody else wants to say anything. The motion's on the table.
I mean, I just want to make the statement as far as, to me, this was never about guilt. I mean, I don't admit to that I don't believe we did anything wrong as far as the open meetings violation were. To me, this has been about putting this behind us and stopping the expenditure of funds that the village is putting out, to fight this thing. I think, again, in my mind, the 75,000, I've wrestled with it for a week or more actually, but, and that's a fair number. I think it's in the ballpark of, or certainly in the ballpark of what, it might cost us in the future, or even on the lowball side. It's not so much of paying for attorney's fees, it's to stop to stop what we keep spending. And I think it's physically our responsibility to say, when did we hit a point of diminishing returns where we can keep doing this and going on. But I think there's a point where we have to make a decision where, we're not comfortable expending any more on this case. I think the settlement satisfies everybody, everything would be taken care of. Everything should be dismissed, everything will move forward, nothing in the past. And I just think, I think that's the right number, and I think we did what we did. I think it's in the best interest of the village.
I agree, this is in the best interest of the village. Ms. Scoop took on a battle that really more people should have got behind. She saw what she thought was wrong and tried to bring light to it. I applaud her for that, but it's time to put this to an end, stop the bleeding of money, public money, and move on with village business. This is a business decision. Let's put this behind us, move on as a council, get the things done that we've been trying to get done for the last couple of years, and see if we can't put all this behind us. That's all I have.
Anyone else? Comments from, all right. Motion's on the table. All's in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
Did you excuse yourself? You need to be excused.
I recused myself before, right, didn't I?
Yep.
She's already
From closed
recused her
session.
from closed session. She did not recuse
Excuse
herself
from
during the
open.
voting.
Yeah, you need to recuse yourself on this
On
vote.
this one?
Okay.
Okay. I just excused myself from all voting, and then I guess if you want to vote again to do that.
They need to vote to
Yes.
excuse her.
Okay, so there's a motion on the table for Mary to excuse herself from this debate. All's in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Now, the motion that Nick had presented with all of our comments, the motion is on the table, so I need a motion to approve the agreement or the motion that Nick just presented. All's in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
And I will go on the record as no as well, even though I don't get the vote. Anything else? All right, I need a motion to adjourn.
So
So
moved.
moved.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Barbie. Thank you, Norman.
Thanks, guys.